As soon as he became king, Oswald wanted to follow the abbot's advice and make his kingdom a Christian kingdom. So, using a monk sent from Iona, there is some doubt as to whether he was one of the warrior monks who was already with Oswald or whether he came down afterwards. But whatever it was, this first monk, to their knowledge, the first Christian bishop that the people of Oswald were meeting, was a hellfire and brimstone man, and just didn't connect with the Northumbrians at all. In fact, the reception he got led him to go back to Iona and say, these people, this barbarian people, will never be Christian. And so, while he was shooting off about the terrible pagan people of Northumbria and how little they were receptive to Christ, there was someone in their midst who spoke up gently at the end and said, brother, perhaps they would have listened if you'd given them the milk of human kindness. And so Aidan had talked himself into the job, and he came down to join Oswald, probably already knowing of being a friend of Oswald. And together, Oswald and Aidan would travel all across the kingdom, and Oswald would translate for Aidan until Aidan learnt the language, because Oswald, of course, spoke the Irish that was spoken on Iona. And you can imagine the impression it would make to see their king humble and translating, telling what this holy man was saying. And this holy man was such a gentle, loving, I can imagine that Christ would just shine from him. And it's said that wherever Aidan went, if he met people who were already Christian, he would encourage them to be better Christians. And if they knew nothing of Christ, he would explain to them how he was their saviour. And so many, many of Oswald's people turned to Christ, and they became truly converted Christians, unlike those who had followed Edwin, who had become a Christian more for politics than for heart. And when Edwin was Christian king, the people said they were Christian, but as soon as Edwin died, they reverted back to their old ways. Just as in many parts of the country, the same thing happened. Wherever there was a king, the people would follow what the king led. So, Oswald, Christian king of a Christian country,